Why do you think you are not Ingalls? Why do you think that? What happened? Did you want to be Ingalls?
Well, no, I don't. I don't think that if you go back to 1970, I don't think individual architects, except for the famous ones like Frank Lloyd Wright, maybe, they were not foremost in our consciousness. We probably couldn't have even named more than a few. Isn't that true?
No, but anyway, so what's your answer?
Well, like you, I had an example close at hand, being the old man. And unlike your daughter, who has not seen any of this, she hasn't smelled the graphite, seen the tilted table and the stool and so on. She doesn't understand that process. I grew up seeing that. And he was not Bjarke Ingels, but he was very satisfied. He delivered a good product. I think he had happy clients and he spent money well, but it required, extremely hard work. It was very, very difficult. I saw that happening in front of my eyes, and he was out, 4 days out of 5 during the week, had meetings in the evening with the city, with the client, with consultants, trying to make the buildings work. That was an example. So I knew that was somehow where I might end up. It didn't seem all that appealing to me, frankly, and it was the last thing I wanted to do initially. But the idea of architect as artiste, as master, and so on was not something which I had in front of me as an example, and nor did it feature in yours and my education, I don't think, at all. It was only incidentally. There were names that we heard about, and frankly, Wright keeps coming to mind. He seemed to be able to knock it through the park time after time after time, but we didn't seem to think that was achievable. Do you think differently?
Yeah, because my father, among several things, he ran the National Architecture magazine, and so he would often refer to these people that he published as the monsters, les monstres sacrés. And so I kept hearing names, all kinds of people that were doing extraordinary buildings that he would publish. And the thing he said to me was, well, if you want to be an architect, you got to there's no way they're going to give you a degree here, because all the profs are waiting for you to show up and flunk you on the spot. Mm-hmm. So I thought, okay. So he said, well, since your sisters are in Canada, you'll go to Canada. And I had to go to Canada to flunk there.